Just recently, I got to go to Pingelly, a small country town only an hour-and-a-half drive southeast from Perth, to cover a press conference and help tell the story of the community resource centres. As currently the state government provides funding for 105 community resource centres all across Western Australia, and it comes to about $13 million per year. This represents a population of 192,000 plus people who live in regional WA, so it works out to about $67 per person per year. The state government proposes to cut this funding by 40%. This will have a huge effect on rural WA. So have a look at this video, share, act and help out if you can.
As CRCs close, the small saving of $5 million per year will blow out, without a doubt, to much greater cost to state government in expensive services and lost opportunity. And many CRCs are very concerned for the well-being of the most vulnerable in their community.
I'm 74 years old, I live in Pingelly and I use my CRC a lot. Booking tickets for the bus to Perth, I use the library. Any questions I need to know, I always come to my CRC first. The CRC is definitely a lifeline for me, and the girls are absolutely wonderful.
CRCs provide vital services throughout regional WA to many disadvantaged people. Many CRCs operate as community hubs. Look around our town, take the time to go and see what we have. Visualise the important services and safe spaces that CRCs provide in these little towns. Somewhere to get assistance when facing a crisis, somewhere to go when you're feeling isolated, a friendly, understanding support to help keep the black dog from your door.
The CRC helps us with anything to do with the computer. Without them, things are pretty tough the more that everything moves into having to go online. The staff are brilliant because no matter how often we come here or what for, they'll always give you a hand. They never get upset no matter how much of their time you take. They're great, the whole lot of them.
It's not just a library, it brings the community together. And they hold events, and they've had all sorts of things going on that the CRC have actually gotten together, educating people in so many ways, especially with technology. And the staff here are not just professional, they've got a good manner with them, with people, you know, they're almost like family.
Pingelly CRC, I've seen the introduction when it was the telecentre, and it's come leaps and bounds, and it's very important to the community, not only for the townspeople but for the rural community. The value for money that the CRCs there for just $100,000 or a little bit less provide an excellent service. Local government wouldn't be able to do any of that. The demographics of the population within Pingelly, it's a rural community, very sustainable in the rural areas. It's not flash cars and it's not big houses. They're just humble rural people who love to live in this community. The funding for CRCs should not be cut because of the value that they extend to the community of Pingelly.
Pretty much if anything happens in town, it's either had some assistance or it's was generated originally from the CRC. There's very few groups that are actually not using the CRC for one reason or another. So the opportunity for kids to actually get, or younger people, to get a job in any commerce in a country town is fairly restricted. The bank is one place you can do that, but the CRC is another. So there's not a lot of opportunities. So those sorts of things, and quite obviously if we haven't got the money to be able to provide the services that we do now, going to be some dramatic changes to organisations in town.
The girls are always so friendly and helpful and all of that sort of thing, so that our CRC provides that connection for new people into the community, as well as, you know, the old people. Sometimes, you know, it can be lonely wherever you are, but if the CRC's here and there's a friendly face, well, of course you're going to come through the door, and then you work out what resources are available to you.
CRCs wear many hats in their community. They morph every day into whatever the community needs on that day. They provide access to government services, both state and federal, host events that bring community together, support local business and coordinate many volunteer projects.
About 2009 we started off a men's shed, and at the moment we're in the Pingelly Men's Shed, which is a great little organisation We currently have about 30 financial members and probably an active membership of 20 to 25. And on a reasonable day, we'll have 25 blokes sit down for morning tea, which is a great social occasion. We have a very unique setup in our Pingelly men's shed. We don't have the formal club structure. We're not an incorporated men's shed as such, because the CRC said that we could come into what they call the Pingelly Development Authority, which was an entity established by a local shire many years ago, and it's an umbrella organisation for a number of other community groups which they come in underneath, and the Pingelly Development Authority is an incorporated body, so us very small organisations can come in under that without having to actually go through the formal incorporation process. And I think if we had a formal club structure here, the men's shed wouldn't even exist. So we really thank the CRC in the initial stages for suggesting that we use this setup, which really suits us down to the ground.
CRCs change lives, CRCs save lives, and CRCs make a genuine difference. Thank you.
This is not right, and we can do better by our friends in the bush than this. So help out if you can. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.